Our goal is to do things that no other law firm has ever done before.
Our technology brings the future to you today.
We're the next era in the way legal transactions are handled.
Perfect. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on time. We're going to get started. Today's mission is to cover IDX websites. And to be honest, when I got into the industry, I had a fear of buying a templated-based website, and all these other agents already have the exact same template, so how am I going to get out ahead? And that was the fear that I had. And so I considered getting a WordPress website, something custom, and I ended up just going with the template anyways because everything was plug and play, and I figured it all came down to the marketing anyways. And it actually really worked out. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I've invited a guest, Ado Topez. He's the CEO and owner of AgentLocator. And if I was starting over from scratch and doing a templated-based website, this is one of the companies I would highly, highly, highly recommend. So what we're going to do is have Ado take us through his program, how it works. I want to answer any questions, and we're going to answer any questions when it comes to marketing, driving traffic to these websites, and the functionality of how you can use it as a lead generator, because we used to get leads from one source and have to copy and paste and put it into another. And what's really cool about AgentLocator is that it pulls all of the IDX listings as they hit the market with the updated prices. It has a built-in database. You can work with a team. It's got everything built in one. So, Ado, if you can take the floor, I'd love for you to take us through and show everything.
Awesome. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. So as Dan was mentioning, we are a company based out of Toronto area, and we are servicing the full Canadian market. We're already introduced to the full Canadian markets. A lot of the Canadian guys already know us. And then we're also actually entering the U.S. market. We've already entered it. So we currently already have Seattle built out as far as our feeds. We have Florida, we have Atlanta. And then just for any feed that we currently don't have, as long as you give us a couple of days to actually integrate that feed once we get the login information, we will be able to ready to go. So it's pretty much any U.S. State or city we'll be able to cover. And then what I'll be doing today is I'll kind of be going through the different layouts of the websites that we have. I'll be going through a lead gen website as well, what we have. And then I'll go through the CRM system to show you how it all connects together. And I think the most exciting thing about our entire platform is the cost. So when we get into the U.S. market, we're actually going to get in at the $59.95 a month price range, which is the same price range we've had in Canada. It's just going to be in the U.S. And with all the functionality that we have, it is going to be the lowest priced system that you currently have within the market. With as far as the functionality goes, and you'll get to see some of that functionality inside the CRM. And I do want to mention, since this video is going to have a fairly long shelf life, the pricing obviously is something that is going to change, and we are going to increase our price down the road. We don't know specifically when yet, but it is something that we are going to do at any rate. So Dan, what I'll do is I'll just pop through some of these different layouts that we have, just so we can kind of show examples of different sites. Functionality and stuff like that is fairly similar to all the other websites that are out there. You know, they all kind of do the same thing, and our sites are just laid out a little bit differently. And some of the core functionality that's built in, you know, such as us feeding listings and showing listings, having some really cool, funky landing pages, and I'll show what those landing pages are like. And then we'll go into the CRM system, and then we'll also show you a landing page creator that we've set up for all those that actually want to utilize our platform.
I'm really excited about the whole bundle, how it's landing pages, because people pay like landing page companies $100 a month, and you can have it built right into your website. There's a question about can you pay yearly?
We do not have a yearly option, unfortunately. We also don't have any contracts. So if you ever wanted to if you ever wanted to jump on and cancel, you can cancel anytime. We work really hard to retain your business, and one of the primary reasons why we have a high retention ratio is because of the fact that we always are doing something for you. But we do not have an option where you would have a discount if you were to pay on an annual basis. You could pay us for the full year, and we could set it up so that it just, you know, gives you 12 free months, but there is no discount on our system for a full year payment.
Okay.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll go through some of the layouts. I'll go through the basic layouts, and the basic layouts start at $349 to set up. And when you actually sign up through Dan, so when you sign up, you submit your form here, we will give you 30% off the setup fees. So that's something that
Oh,
you guys will, yeah, anybody who signs up through that will get a 30% discount.
I'll put that link in the description of the video, so anybody who's watching the video at a future date, and we'll put the link in the chat here as well.
Awesome. So going forward, let's just actually take a peek at some of the sort of test layouts that we've set up here and what they look like, so we can take a peek at them. So
and because it's a template, you can change the branding.
Yes, so we have the ability to change the entire, for example, the colors on the website. We have also the ability to kind of maneuver the functionality. So, you want your featured listings on the top. That's not going to be a problem. You want these call to actions in the bottom. That's not going to be a problem. So we can kind of maneuver the parts of where they are in the website. But when it comes to layouts, when it comes to templates, generally what you can't change is the layout of the site. So we have created a few different layouts. Let me actually move this away, Dan, because this thing is annoying me. Let me move it so that it's not there. Okay. Makes it a lot easier. So when I say layouts, if you want to have this bar, this top menu bar, placed somewhere else or squeezed, to the left more, that's generally very hard to change in a template. But having said that, we have created, layout 1, layout 2, layout 3, layout 4, so you can kind of have some of that different functionality as far as the layouts are kind of concerned.
And when I received a template from other companies, what I would do is go through and change all of the content that they provide you. So if they have a pre-written landing page for house values, I would go there and I would change the image, I would change the description, I would change everything about it and make it hyper-local. Yeah,
that's definitely one of the things, for example, with our featured communities, when we set up a website where we're featuring certain communities, the city itself, picture of the city itself is something we actually set up for you immediately. So whatever city you're in, it'll just show a picture of that for the community. So now let me just go a little bit through the functionality in terms of what you get with the websites, and then I'll go through a few of the different layouts that are there. So first off, we have landing pages. So we currently have 3 landing pages that come pre-built into these websites. The first landing page is called like a nosy neighbor landing page, and I'm hoping some of you have actually already seen it. And the functionality of this nosy neighbor landing page is kind of very simple. We wanted to kind of figure out what is it that we can offer to people who own their own property where we can actually keep in touch with them. So we want to create these touch points throughout the period of time when somebody owns a property, but what can we send them of value that would actually make sense? So what we came up with is, there's no agent in this world that hasn't received a phone call from one of their clients or past clients or somebody they know that says, hey, John, property just got listed in my street. Can you tell me what it's selling for? And because of that, we've actually set up this functionality that automatically notifies your clients when properties come out in their area. So Dan, what's your house address there? Let me put you on the spot.
Sure. Yeah, no worries. I'll do the rental property. 653.
53.
653.
Oh, 653. Okay.
Yep. Idlewood. IDYL. WOOD.
WOOD.
Yep.
Oshawa. Awesome.
That's a rental.
All right. So what happens here is when your client goes onto the site, they can register themselves to actually start receiving listings immediately, or you can actually go through yourself and actually register your own clients.
So any listing that hits the market within that radius?
Correct. So, and you can also increase that radius to say, let's say 400 meters, and then anything that comes out that's a detached property, or you can say semi-detached condo, whatever type of property you own or the client owns, you would then enter the client's first and last name, phone number, or email, or the client would do that themselves. And then every time a new property comes out within that area, your client is going to receive an email from you that's branded from you that says, hey, John, just wanted to let you know a new property came out on your street. Here's all the information about it.
And it's automated. That's awesome.
Fully automated, yeah. So they don't have to do anything, and it never stops. It'll continue on. It's not like one of those where you have to set it up and you have to renew it constantly. It just keeps going until you stop it or the client actually unsubscribes from the system.
This one feature would pay for itself, because if I was to sign up as an agent getting this, it's like a slower time coming up with the season that we're approaching. So I would use this as an opportunity to call through my database and call them up and say, hey, we got this cool new tool. It'll just alert you to all the activity on your street. Are you interested? And most people will say yeah. And then you just add them to this for them.
Exactly. Yeah, you could add it for them, or if you're sending out, let's say you're sending out any kind of print flyers, if you're doing any kind of farming, this can be as one of the actual pages that you have on the back, or as an option, because you could have this as a full domain. You can say something like nosyneighborglenabbey.com. right?
Mhm.
And then when they go to that, they're going to actually land directly on this page. So if you wanted to accumulate leads that way, you could do that. Or as you're going through your database, you can actually do that by entering your own clients into the CRM system and getting them set up on that side.
So there's a question that says, can you ask Addo, how do we get the link to send the clients? I don't know if they mean the link to the landing page or the listings themselves. So the listings will automatically get set once the person is registered. But if you want to get people to register for it, what you would do is on your home page, you would click the button, whatever the button was that you just clicked, and it would give you the URL, and that's what you would share.
Okay, Jonathan's actually one of our clients as well. So, Jonathan, what you can do, there's two ways that you can, if you're advertising the landing page through print marketing, then you would need a domain. And then for that, you would send an email to support@agentlocator.ca and just ask them, I would like to set up my Nosy Neighbor landing page under this domain, and they will do that for you. They'll do everything. There's no extra cost in any of this. Or if you currently have a website but you don't have this landing page on the website, you can shoot an email to support and say, hey, I want to add the Nosy Neighbor landing page onto my website, and they'll put it on there for you. Again, all that is free. And generally, just so you guys know, with our technical support, we have about, I think, 12 people now in support. And the way that we run our support is anything that takes us less than 20 minutes to do, we do it for free. So we're not going to charge you anything for it. So even if you have like a blog post that you've written out yourself and you don't feel like going onto the site to post it, you can email that blog post directly to support@agentlocator.ca and just say, I'd like you to post this on my website under blog post, and they will do it for you. So. Yeah, we just found it's a lot easier. A lot of times what happens, Dan, with a lot of these clients that, they become realtors, which is awesome, and their job is to sell, truly. That's what they should be concentrating on. And they log onto their site twice every year to do something, and they learn how to do it. And then a year later or 6 months later, they forgot how to do it, so they got to come back to us, and then we have to retrain them on how to actually do the stuff. So we found it a lot easier. Instead of us having to train them all the time, we can just do it ourselves. Or for those power users that want to constantly to do things every day, those people can learn how to do it themselves and can post it themselves. So it's not too hard to learn if they want to learn it, but as long as they're going to continuously use it and they're not going to forget how to do it.
So that would include things like when people want to add widgets or plugins, like an instant chat bot or something.
We do that all for free, yeah.
Yeah, you just email the code. Cool. Oh, speaking of instant chat, sidetrack, do you guys still do or touch the Facebook Messenger in the website, or is that like dead?
We do it. We can't set it up, but honestly, I'm not sure. I have never tracked myself how well it works. But what it does do is right on the bottom of your website, how you have the chatting tools, you can make the Messenger one actually appear. So if they want to do that, they can definitely do it.
Cool. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, I got a contact for you that is huge. I can't wait to share it with you. So you're going to add a new feature for free to your website for all your clients.
All right.
Tell you later.
Consider it done. All right, so that's one of the landing pages. The next landing page I'm going to show you is the Homeworth landing page, and what the Homeworth landing page does is fairly simple. I think a lot of the people out there have seen these types of landing pages. It will simply just try to get the person to give us their information so we can actually give them a home evaluation. On these landing pages, we do actually have the ability, should the client want, to provide the lead kind of an average estimate. And that estimate is always based on the currently listed properties that are in the market. It doesn't actually consider sold prices unless as we're getting into the States, we're finding out that a lot of the U.S. boards have sold prices within their feeds. And when that is the case, we will use sold prices data to analyze and figure out what the value of the property is.
Kind of like your own private Zillow.
It's something like that, yeah. And we do show, when we show that average, we show an average. We go from, low, medium, and then high. And we obviously state that every home is a little bit different, and depending on your home, it's best that the agent visit the house to actually give you a proper and value, immediate valuation. So that's this one. And then we have a landing page that is a buyer landing page. And what this landing page is get listings in your inbox every morning. All of these landing pages that I'm talking about work incredibly well on Facebook advertising. So when you're doing any kind of Facebook posting, boosting your posts and stuff like that, you can throw this onto one of the ads you have, and it does wonders in terms of getting leads.
One of my favorite landing pages. The look of it, like this photo, works so good with that text and the call to action. It's just
yeah.
It's one of my favorite landing pages that you guys have created. I love this one.
Thank you so much. We spend a lot of time looking for photos. So one of the, if you notice, actually, even on the Street Match landing page, when we picked this photo to actually showcase it, I think we spent about 7 days looking for a photo, and when we found this one, it was like, wow. And we actually, this photo didn't come together as this. We actually put it together.
Yeah,
like
you had to separate it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this particular photo we actually found online after browsing, like, I don't even know, hundreds of websites. And I think it took another 7 days to find it. But at any rate, get listings in your inbox every morning. And how this functions is your clients can set themselves up on a prospect match. So prospect matches is listings that are going out to their clients on a daily basis. And what they would start off with is they can just start off by entering the actual city. And when they go to the next step, it will show them the map, and then it shows them how many properties there are within that area, along with what type of properties. So detached has that many, and if I'm only looking for detached, I'll just uncheck those and go to the next step. And on the next step, I get to specify what my price range is. So I'll say 900 to, let's say, 1.5. There is 729. Go to next step. And on the next step, I can specify the number of bedrooms and number of bathrooms, 325. And on the last step, we collect their phone number, email address, and name. And once we've got that information, the lead will pass into the CRM. So one of the things, guys, that I haven't shown you guys yet is the actual CRM system, but all of those forms that we have on our website, they all feed directly into our CRM system and pass all this information to you. And then you would use the CRM system to manage those leads, and I'll show you how that works as well, because I'm currently just showing these landing pages.
Question on landing pages. Somebody said, would it be added to our website? Every website that you offer has that landing page, right?
Receiving Listings Daily is also one of the, could be added to our website. Yes, every single website that we have can have this landing page. So, excuse me, Jonathan, if you don't have these landing pages added to your site, you can actually just shoot an email to support and they will add it for you. But as it stands right now, when we build new websites, we're including it on every single one of our clients' websites.
Yeah, so everybody going forward gets the update.
Yes, automatically. And for example, this one, I know we have another landing page that's Homeworth 2. And so what we wanted to do is we want to build out another home evaluation landing page. It kind of looks a little bit nicer. So this one works in a very similar fashion in terms of giving it, what was your address again? 653?
Idlewood, IDYL.
YL.
WOOD.
WOOD, Oshawa, there it is. Yep. It's a detached house?
Yeah.
All right. And on this one, we actually provide an estimate immediately. We show the low, the average, and high. And then to give a more accurate evaluation, we have a give me an accurate evaluation. Once they click that, then we collect a little bit more information and then get the report. So this is another landing page that every one of our clients gets when they sign up.
In the boards that allow sold data, that would automatically send a report, and in other boards, the agent would have to follow up. Is that?
Well, I think in every board, the agent should follow up immediately. But the actual price, the price range that we give for the boards that have sold data, we would use sold data to come to that realization of the average values.
Yeah. What about the agents that don't have a board with the sold data?
The agents don't have a board with sold data. We use the listing data that's in the market, that's on the market in or around that area to accumulate that price.
Okay, so something still happens automatically. Okay.
Yeah, it does. So we'll use the existing current market data. It's not very accurate because somebody could overvalue their property by a lot, and then our numbers are going to be skewed based on that as well. So.
Somebody's asking for a different city as an example. So it's all the same thing. It is just be typing a different address, but this website would have to be connected to that local board for it to be a live example. So that's why we're showing Toronto. But if you got signed up, it would work in your city.
Yes. So any city that you guys, so whatever the board you're working with will work directly with that board to pull the listings, and everything that we have here that's showing city related will be related directly to your own city as well.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So we wanted to create another one because one of the things we found out the Homeworth evaluation report didn't work really well when we're talking about condo-specific evaluations. So we created a specific condo building price because when we're looking for a condo, we can actually look at only that specific condo and look for listings within that condo to kind of give a proper evaluation. Does that kind of make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the condo one is just specifically, if you're a condo agent and you have a lot of clients that have would like a condo valuation, you guys can use that landing page. And just so everybody knows, again, these are all landing pages that come available with every single website that we have. And yeah.
So what's cool about that is the plug and play feature. So like you got a landing page or website set up this week, you could instantly set up Google pay-per-click ads for somebody that searches condo house prices, condo sales sold, like whatever the keywords are. You can put together a list and
Yeah.
pretty much instantly get leads that week.
Definitely. Now, all of our websites that are with us do automatically come as lead gen sites, so you have the ability to actually generate leads with them automatically. And as everybody knows, one of the ways that we get leads to give us their information is by forcing them to register. So you have different you have different options when it comes to forcing leads. Like you can actually say that if you don't want to be forcing leads to register, then we will completely hide this, and they will get to be able to view every single photo, every single property without having to register. Also, if you wanted them to, let's say, you wanted to show them 3 listings first before you made them register, you can set up our system in the back end to say, let them see 3 listings first, and after they see 3 listings, only then will this come up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like the one where it shows all listings and then they have to register to look at the photos. But I think I heard from you in the past that the 3 and then force, is there like a magic bullet, or is it just trial and error?
It's trial and error mostly. I mean, honestly, I think you wanna ask for the information. So I mean, even showing a couple of photos or a couple of listings, and then to make him register later. And what's weird, Dan, to be honest with you, is different cities react differently.
Yeah.
What we're finding is that larger cities, larger populations will react differently than the suburbs. And I don't have the exact statistic for you what's best in terms of how many are viewed per city, but it's something that you play around with, kind of get the best results. Yeah. All right. And then outside of that, I mean, the functionality as far as the websites go, you guys will have, the regular stuff, the blog, the map search, pages that you can place, communities that you can create. These websites are search engine friendly as well, so that, the content you post on here, if you're doing SEO, you can get these pages to rank in the search engines, so on and so forth. And yeah. And as far as layouts go, so we can show you some of the different layouts. This was the first layout. This is the same layout everywhere. All these sites are the same, and they just have different colors. But if I go to basic layouts, and I can see layout 2 and the primary difference in layout 2, let's actually just open up one of these, one of these, so we can see the primary differences on them all. Let's go to layout 3 and open up one of these.
While you're doing that, so when I set up the templated website way back in like 2007, I was afraid of scaring people away from the website. So like they could just go to the MLS and find the photos and listings and everything without registering. Why would they want to register on my website? But the day that I did, I got like 15, 16 leads. And I'm like, oh my God, how many leads did I miss out last week and last month? So I just said, forget it. I have to have a forced registration because like,
so we've done a test on this, Dan. We actually spent $50,000, and we didn't spend. Our client spent $50,000 because their belief was, when it comes to internet lead generation, they felt that the quality leads are better than less quality leads. So they felt that if they would just let everybody browse as much as possible, once they decide they're going to contact the agent, they then actually have a much better quality lead. Right, that was the assumption that we had, and that was the assumption that they had mostly. So we did a test after spending $50,000 on pay-per-click to a website that didn't do any forced lead registration. They got a lot less money than they did from a site that actually forced them to register, and they got more money from the forced registration because they had a lot more leads coming in, and the quality of the leads that came in from the site that didn't require registration was a little bit better, but not so much more better that they would actually make more money off of the more quality leads. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. If you're doing pay-per-click marketing, you cannot afford to not force them to register. If you have a website that has a lot of traffic, organic traffic, meaning that these are, your site is ranking in search engines really well, at that point, you can have lead gen off because you're not paying for that traffic, and then the lead that comes in essence is a lead that you can work.
Totally.
All right. Perfect. So layouts, you guys can really pick whichever layouts you want. Again, you can go to layouts and then see all the different ones. Then we also have semi-custom layouts. Now, what semi-custom layouts are essentially is they are just nicer looking designs. And that's truthfully the only primary difference as far as the semi-custom goes. It is the cost on the semi-custom, is a one-time setup fee of $9.99, and for that we'll give you guys 30% off as well. So that is something that you guys can take a look at. Let me just show you another semi-custom. There's one that has a video. So
somebody said, can you have a link to the custom page? So basically every page that you make has its own link, and they're all shareable.
Yes, every page you make you can have a link for it. Absolutely. So this particular design has a video in the background of it. So if you felt like the videos make a difference, I personally don't like the videos. It actually makes me kind of busy.
Yeah,
But,
and it's heavy for the browser to load.
Yeah, it seems to be fairly heavy for the browser. And my computer's also got a lot of stuff running in the background. So it's a little bit slower, but at any rate, it is something that you guys can have should you like that. Because I mean, sometimes it's a preference. Sometimes an agent has a really nice video and they want to feature that video within their website. And by all means, why not? Why not do it if that's what they want to do?
Somebody says in the background, can you have scrolling images instead of the video, but taking up the full screen?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have one of the semi-customs. I mean, here, let me go to this one. Let's see if which one is a full screen. These ones aren't. I think there was one here. Here's one that has a full image in the background. And so is that what they meant? I believe they did.
They did, but they meant would that background image scroll to like different pictures?
It can. So yeah, having other pictures scroll through here, we definitely have the ability. This individual has selected one image, but if you have multiple images, we will actually scroll through those images on the top.
Cool.
All right. Awesome. Let's go now on to, just so everybody knows, we do also have custom websites, and custom websites are if you want to have a website designed with exactly how you want it to look, so you pick and choose exactly how you want it to look. We do that for $3,000, and $3,000, what it covers is us creating a homepage kind of layout and the whole workthrough of the site. You guys can go to our website, AgentLocator.ca, and if you go to that layouts.agentlocator, you can click on the custom link here. It'll take you through different custom examples that we've done. So that's for a lot of the guys that want to have a specific branded look for themselves, and they want something they specifically have in mind.
Somebody asked about the homepage banner, where like the links are at the top. Could that have a picture in the background, or just like the underneath the banner part?
Let's just see. Let me open up one of these again.
Well, that one will be a full screen, yeah. But some of them have like a banner going along the whole top.
So the banner here, like the menu, or
the menu. So that's what it sounded like. That's what the question was. Can the menu have the pictures sliding, or would that be just like?
I've never actually seen a site that has a menu picture sliding. Let me read the message. Can you have a custom link? Scrolling skills instead of video. Can you do that on your homepage header too? So on the homepage header, I mean, if you wanted to make this the very top of your site and not have this top banner and then have this be the actual header, yes, you can actually hide this top registration portion completely and then have the scrolling image be, like if the idea is that you want, still self-scrolling. Oh, okay, portrait of yourself in the front and then scrolling images, yes,
totally.
Absolutely.
Because each photo would just have you photoshopped on it.
Either that, or we can actually have the photo where photo stays and then the background just scrolls through. Cool. So I know what they're talking. Yes, awesome. They've replied back that they got it. So yes, you definitely have the ability to do that. That's something that we actually do for you. We're very adamant about doing a lot of things for our clients, and we're adamant about you guys being salespeople, and we want you to do sales and let us handle all the technical aspects of it. So when you actually sign up with us, we do all of this stuff for you. We don't ask you to do any of this stuff yourself. Okay, So now the last part of the actual websites when it comes to the sites themselves is we have what we call specifically lead generation websites. And what the lead generation sites are is essentially we created a website that just we find works really well as far as lead generation goes because we've made it to be really fast. And as well as, the functionality we have, we're finding we're getting a lot more leads from these. And to have this service, you would have to have also our PPC management service, which is us passing traffic onto your site. And we'll, anybody who has a question about that, we can talk about that at a later time. Now, let's talk about the actual, once we have the traffic on the site, let's talk about how the leads go into your CRM system and then how you get to work them with your CRM system. And while I'm doing that, I'll talk at the same time about lead generation specifically and then doing the PPC aspect of it. And I'll give you guys an example of what the leads look like when they as an example that the client has had with these leads. So this is a live account. We have full permission to show the account, and these are all live. Well, they're not all live leads because we're also testing some of these leads. But this is a live account, and the communication we've made with these leads is actual communication from the client. So I'll begin off by saying that this client since February has generated 1,609 leads. And what I'd like to do is I want to pull up all the leads where the pipeline is made contact, set me. So what I want to do is I'll find out it's 604 leads out of the 1,600 the client has actually made contact with, and the client has began a conversation with them. So what I want to do now, Dan, is actually just go through some of the conversations that the client has had with these leads, just so we can get a sense of what these internet leads are like. Is that cool here?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Perfect. And then we'll talk about the functionality of the CRM and what the abilities it has. And again, guys, just so you guys know, everything that I'm showing you here is $59.95 a month.
There was a question about if an agent is more tech savvy and they want to do the changes without bothering you, like changing the photo, can they?
Yes, they can. Yes.
Okay. Cool. That was it.
And let me go into, perfect. Let me go into one of these. So what I'll do is I'll go into, I've started going into the leads that we've made contact, pull them all up, and then I want to do a couple things. I'm going to check the SMS system to see whether the lead has actually responded to the SMS system, or whether the lead has, whether the client has made contact with the lead by a phone call. So in this first particular case, when the lead came in from that one local website, our system actually put together an SMS message based on what the client was looking at. And then if the lead ever responded back to this message, the response would actually gone here, and it also would have been messaged over to the agent's cell phone. So just
so when
you guys,
an agent, when a consumer fills in a form on the website looking at listings, this website will automatically text the consumer?
Correct. So our new lead gen sites that we have, the one local that I showed you that are specifically used for lead generation, have a built-in SMS response system. So
wow.
Yeah, what that does is, so here's the actual message, thanks, good evening, Sam, thanks for logging on to my website to browse listings. I'm going to set you up the daily listings. I see we're looking at listings in Mississauga. Is your price range 290 to 310,000, and are you looking for condo apartments? So this message, all of these variables were based on what the client actually looked at as far as the property goes. And then the client was set to made contact by the agent, and if we look at the call, it was actually set to made contact because they actually reached out to them by a phone call and they were able to get them. But there's going to be a bunch of these leads that actually responded back to the SMS message, so we can actually see the conversation that agent has made with that lead just through the SMS system. So here's actually one of them. This individual lead looked at 36 properties so far. They were last active 1 hour ago, and their price range is just beneath the million here. So let's see the message. This is the message that got sent out. And then the lead responded back, cool, thanks, Glen Abbey, to be more specific, but anywhere close to Glen Abbey Park High School, looking, we'll look up to 1 million. And then the agent responded back from there, and they began their conversation there at that point.
So you can pull off a list of people that last looked at a certain period. So you could say, who are all the people that looked at listings last week?
Yeah, you can actually do this. So if you wanted, let me pull up.
That's so handy to pull off a prospecting list.
Yeah, so here's 1,600 people. We're going back to the homepage, and I want to sort these leads based on activity. So I'll say last activity, and we'll say show most recently first. So when we sort that, we can see that this lead was active 4 minutes ago, this lead was active 5 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, 35 minutes ago, and so on and so forth. So
Wow,
you
that's really
definitely
cool.
have that ability. Yeah.
And before people get overwhelmed with all this isn't supposed to be a tutorial video showing you how to do everything. We're just kind of showing like the possibilities of like, imagine you got leads and you could follow up like this. The question was about landlines. If somebody fills in the form, does the system know that it's a cell phone or a landline, or does it text both?
It doesn't. So actually, it's a great question. It doesn't know whether it's a landline, but however, you will see that there was an error sending a message out. I think if we go through enough of these leads, you'll actually see the error show that message was not delivered. And there's two reasons why message could not be delivered. It's either A, that the phone number is invalid, or B, that it's a landline. So
and what if it is a landline? Do they hear a bunch of gibberish?
Sorry, a bunch of gibberish? No, they would. If it's a landline, the message wouldn't go through at all.
Oh, but the consumer wouldn't pick up and hear like the automated thing reading it?
No,
okay,
no.
Cool. All right.
No,
right
yeah, nothing happens. So when our system tries to SMS, like for example, if you took your cell phone now and tried to message a landline, you get a message back saying that this is a landline and cannot be messaged. So that's it. That nothing else happens. The lead does not get interrupted in any way.
Right.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, so let's just go back and let me go back to some of these. So what I wanted to do is actually go through some of the newer leads. And what I did here is I sorted leads by most recently active. And let's do this activity. So I'm going to go back to sort by registration. So sort by date created, most recent first, sort. Okay, so let's go back to this list. We were on Andrea, I believe. And Andrea responded back to the SMS message. They were at Glen Abbey. Let's go to the next one.
While you're filtering, question the emails, the texting. So a lead comes in, they get texted automatically. Does the same message get sent to them via email, or can you set one or the other or both?
Currently, so here's what we're doing. We're currently testing out the SMS system primarily. So you have the ability to set up an email campaign as well. However, we're currently testing out the SMS system. With this message,
way better to go anyways.
Yeah, and there's actually another aspect onto this. So there's two different messages we're testing out right now. So here's one example of the lead. So for example, this lead, we sent them the first message at 12:34 on 10/7, and the lead never got back to them. So the lead never responded back. And then the next day, our system sent out a message: "Hi Rod, I sent you some property listings in Oakville area to your email, Rod, or whatever it is. Please let me know what you think about them. I'd like to improve your search result. Can you text me or call me anytime?" And the lead then responded back, "Hi, we're only interested in Blue Water condos for sale, thanks." Now, I want to mention something here. If the lead had responded back, or if the pipeline was changed to made contact before this message went out, this message would have never gone out. And the reason for that is if you've made contact with a lead, you would look kind of foolish if you sent this message. So our system makes sure that if the pipeline is changed to made contact, we are not going to send the second message out.
Wow, that is awesome. If I had this tool 8 years ago, do you know how much more business I would have done?
Yeah, so what's interesting, guys, with this is, one of the things that we found out that agents struggle with quite a bit is immediately contacting the lead when it comes in. And the speed of contact is so important with internet lead generation, because then they actually stick onto your site and they're going to continue browsing, and then you're the first one kind of contacting them. So it is so integral that you have some kind of immediate contact, especially through an SMS or a phone call. Email doesn't really work out too well because they get so many emails, they're inundated by emails. So it's either a phone call or an SMS message. But one of the things that we find, Dan, just so you know as well, this message that we're sending out right now to clients, we're getting a 19.6 response back. So that means almost 20% of the leads that get this message actually respond back to the message.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
Yeah, so you're turning cold leads into immediate warmer leads on an automated basis.
And then the agent takes over.
Yeah. Sorry?
And then the agent takes over and marks them off as a contact because they'd have to contact them. Huh.
Yeah, so once the leaders responded back, because we truthfully, we're actually working on a little bit of a different system called autonomous responding, even based on what they're saying to us. So it's something like a deep learning AI-based system that we're working with a company that has the functionality. So even when they respond back, if we can understand their response back, we'll kind of communicate a little bit more with them more. but most of the time the agent should be the one responding back to the lead once the lead has responded back, because at that point they've made contact with us, and then you should be able to do your job as far as contacting them. So another thing that actually, there's a question there, but I want to mention another thing that happens with the CRM system and the new lead gen sites. The system will first off send the SMS message, but the system will also set the lead up on listings based on what they were looking at. So what that means is the system will automatically send them listings on a daily basis, even after they've left the website. So when they've registered, we know what they're looking at. We'll set them up automatically on that search, and we'll continuously send them listings. And the primary reason for that is we want them coming back to our website on a consistent basis.
And the speed of time, man, because the agents would do it the day after.
Right. This is automatic. So this is done automatically, and within minutes, the lead is receiving the SMS message and the listings, and then every day after that, they're getting new listings from the system automatically.
Somebody says the messages sent to the leads transfer to agents or seen in this agent CRM. I'm assuming everything that is corresponded gets tracked in the CRM.
Everything is, yeah. So even let's say this might be a question. So for example, let's say that we sent this message to the lead like we did, and then the lead responded here. When the lead responds to this message, we log it inside our CRM, but we also send that message to your cell phone so that you'll actually see that the lead responded to you on your cell phone. You can now actually respond to that lead directly from your cell phone just by typing a message back in your regular SMS piece of software, and then we get that message, and then we log it in here and then pass it on to the lead for you on your behalf.
Like documenting the conversation.
Full conversation documented, and you're doing it right from your cell phone without any additional applications. You don't need to download anything else. It just works directly through your messenger. So not to mention that also, if a lead, let's say a lead calls you, so you send them an SMS message, and instead of the lead responding back by SMS, they actually dial the number. Our system will forward that call directly to your cell phone. And not only will it forward it, it'll actually log the call inside our CRM system. So it'll show that there's been a call, and it will record the call and paste a link for you here so you can listen to that call as well.
The functionality of all of this is like a whole nother product that people would pay for, and it's included. That's incredible.
This is included, Dan. Yeah. So this is everything so one of the things that we've been adamant about is existing clients who are with us are never going to get increased on pricing. So everybody's going to get grandfathered in. I guarantee you that our prices are going to increase in the next year and a half or two once we finish all the functionality. And anybody who's already a client will never have to worry about their price increase.
Two questions before we move forward. Would you use this as your only CRM or in conjunction with another? So we were actually chatting about that. So what's your take on it?
My take on this is I would use a CRM that I actually use. So whether it's, here's honestly what I've found when we work with over 3,000 clients across Canada. And we've tried getting all these teams and getting all these people who used to use other CRM systems, getting them onto ours because it has more functionality, it has more tools. However, it's the worst thing that you can do, because if we take somebody away from a CRM system that they're currently using and they get onto ours and they are not used to what they're doing, they stop using a CRM completely. So honestly, if you currently don't have a CRM system, this is going to be an absolute incredible solution for you because you can jump into it and start using it at a very low cost. If you do have an existing CRM system that you currently use for client management, meaning that these are everything that you have for specific clients, I would continue using that and use this to nurture your leads. And once you've got a lead to a certain point, move them away. Or once you've gotten used to the CRM system that you're using it every day, then why not use it as your main CRM as long as you're using that system?
Totally. Yeah, we used to use the double feature. So we'd have one CRM strictly for our internet leads because it was like thousands and thousands and thousands of contacts. And then our real database was like 800.
Right.
So somebody says, in that example, would I have to narrow the search to blue water condos? So that you're talking about, they set up this system automatically set them up on a search, and I guess condos, that would have been a couple minutes ago. So yeah, you can, as an agent, you can modify the search criteria based on your conversation.
You could definitely. You can modify the search criteria there to specify that you only want to send listings from a specific building. In this instance,
can the client modify?
The client can modify themselves as well. Yes, they can actually modify it on their website.
Wow, that is really handy. Can the agent see that they modified?
Yes, definitely. We actually even notify the agent to alert them that the client has modified their search.
What? Oh my God, man! I wish you guys were around like when I started.
One other thing that I actually want to mention, since we're talking about messages, we haven't tested this out yet, but I heard about this 3 days ago at a conference. So the message that's getting the highest response ratio when a lead comes in and the system sends out a message, or even you, if you manually send out these messages, guess what that message is? And it's so interesting that it blew my mind. I didn't even think about it.
Are you still thinking of moving?
No.
Okay.
So when a lead comes in, and within 5 minutes of the lead coming in, you're sending them a message just saying this. Hey, is this Rod? That's it. That's the message. Hey, is this Rod? Or hey, is this name? Whatever. And the response ratio is incredible.
Actually, I like it.
I love it. I love it. So we haven't tested it out fully yet. We're looking for a client that actually wants to try this out, and we want to, because I only heard about it a couple of days ago. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether the percent. Sorry.
Totally. I could totally see that. So when I said, "Are you thinking of moving?" I wasn't thinking of the new leads. I was thinking of like the old leads that were in the system.
Yeah.
Once a year, we would just send that message and get.
Let me blow your mind with that, actually. So what's really cool about our system now is, let's say you have leads that have registered years ago, right? So let's clear this all. And I want to pull up for leads that have registered, let's say, you can specify a timeline. I will say just last year as an example.
And you pull that up. Somebody says, does the CRM also handling marketing campaigns like a drip plan?
It does have drip campaigns, email drip campaigns. You can set up different campaigns where you can say, trigger this email today, trigger another email tomorrow, trigger a task the third day. We are also integrating our SMS into that same triggering, so that the actions are right now, like let's say send an email, do a task, and then we'll also make it so that send an SMS as well.
That's awesome. Last question before you get here is, can you focus specific areas in your city? Can you focus on specific areas in cities you only market in? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can focus, the website, you can focus your marketing towards specific cities, definitely. So it's something.
Landing pages too. You could have like sub-communities and just do paid ads. Yeah.
Yes. So Dan, just to talk about, mention on the part of let's say you want to shoot out an SMS message. Are you still looking for a home? And you want to segment that to a bunch of leads that registered a while back that you kind of haven't reached out yet. So let's say I'm going to pull up all the leads that are in my pipeline that is tried to contact. So I know I haven't actually made contact with these people yet. There's 22 of them. I can click here to select all, and then I go to apply action, send mass SMS, and shoot it here. Say, hey, just wanted to check, are you still looking? And it sends it off to 22 people or 2,200 people, whatever you want.
Oh my God. Like client appreciation events, getting people to come is like pulling hair to find out. Seasonal reminders of like house values or like check the furnace type of stuff.
Investors. So for investors, for example, let's say you have investors where you are, let's say investors, and you have a new project that just came out. You want to notify everybody that that's an investor. You select them there. You specify, select all, and you shoot a mass SMS saying, "Hey, just want to let you know there's a new
action." So you got email, SMS, compose. You can compose a mass note to everybody.
Yeah, there was a client that actually wanted to compose a mass note inside the CRM based on something that he's done in the past.
Same thing. Yeah, they came
exactly. Tasks, tag, you can tag. So for example, these are all tags, buyer, lead, investor, so on and so forth.
What number do the messages come from? So when a person receives a text message,
Yeah, so the number is, we get a number through Twilio, and Twilio is a service that we use to actually send out the messages. So it can be a 647 number or whatever number you're in, whatever area code you have, that'll be the number. We'll actually get a phone number that's specifically, so it won't be directly your actual number, but it will be a phone number that that is assigned through Twilio. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So one more thing. Being able to search the people in mass and groups and like mass apply things is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's a whole bunch of different variables you can search by, phone validity, uh, who the agent, who the lead is assigned to, the type of lead, the lead status. I mean, just a bunch of different search
Yeah.
functionality you have.
Price, so you can pull
Another,
up all the buyers looking at a specific price? Because you got
yes.
like a exclusive listing coming up or something? Yeah.
Yeah, or let's say you're going into a listing. You want to do a listing presentation. You want to show your client who you're going to getting a listing from in let's say Whitby as an example, and you go to the client. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I want to let you know that not only am I going to list your property, but I actually have currently. Here's how many buyers I currently have that are looking to buy in Whitby. So I'll expose you to my current list immediately.
Question about the mass texting. So say you select everybody to do a mass text. Can you mail merge their first name? So it'd be like, hey, Joey, hey,
Absolutely.
Marianne, hey. All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you're just doing this and send mass SMS. You could do something like hi. Well, not that. You could do hi, first name, and then blah blah blah.
Code, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you mail
Makes
merge
sense.
address, like city?
Address and city. I don't know yet. I'll have to double check that. But the options for mail merging are if you go to, let's actually see right now.
So we used to mail
Settings.
merge. We do a mass email once a season at every spring market. We'd email our entire database and would say, hey, Addo, the Mississauga house values have gone up. Are you curious what they're going for? I can do a free report for you. And it would mail merge the person's name and their city.
Yeah, so here are the short codes, first name, last name, phone number, email, city. So
City,
let's see.
cool. All right. Yeah.
Then we can do agent short codes. We can say agent's name. So if you have multiple agents working for you, you can say
Like a team.
the lead's assigned to John. It'll automatically change that. And activity short codes, you can say most viewed cities. So for example, if when they're looking at listings, if they're looking at multiple cities,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, so the system will just know what they're into.
Yeah, and price range as well. Looked at price range, property types they've looked at, most viewed type of property. So you can compile the message, the first message that I showed you guys that actually goes out that has I see you're looking at condo detached, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's done through that short code. Let me actually show you the message that is created for that. Where is that message?
And the agents can make their own templates, it looks like.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they can just create new templates. When they're sending them out, they can actually...
Can you test before sending out a mass SMS? I'm guessing you could just choose you as a contact.
See if I can find that one.
So
you could, individual, yeah.
Yeah.
Is you can actually just click on the contact.
So you would just search you. So that's a question. Can you, and you would just search you and then, yeah.
And
okay. Is there a training program or course for people that sign up that are like brand new? So you have a whole like training, you guys have a lot of training materials. I know that. I don't know.
We have a training department.
So what happens?
We have a training department, yeah. So what happens when you... Yes, we do one-on-ones. And you'll see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 webinars every week.
Oh, cool.
And you can just join in one of the webinars.
All right.
Yeah. So
somebody's asking, how do we get the SMS capability? So that might be an older client that doesn't have it yet, maybe?
Yeah, Jonathan, all you do is you shoot an email to support@agentlocator.ca, and if you have not been trained on the new CRM system yet, say that you'd like to have a training on the new CRM system. Or if you haven't trained, you can just shoot an email to support saying, I'd like to get SMS enabled on my account. And all you do there, we don't bill you guys anything extra, like I said, for the SMS capability to the existing clients, at least for now. And then maybe a year later, we're gonna build new clients on. But anyway, you do have to have that Twilio account that I mentioned. However, let me tell you about the cost, just so you guys know. The messages don't come out from our system; they go out from Twilio. Paid Twilio, I give you an average for 1,000 messages a month that you send, it would cost you about $7.
Awesome.
Are you with me?
That's cheap, yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
There was a question, can you send mass text directly from your phone? I'm assuming it has to be done through the system.
It has to be done through the system. You cannot send a mass SMS through phone, no. You know what? I'm lying. You could. but you would have to go log into the CRM through your phone.
Right. And same
All right.
question, can you test before sending? Yes, you can.
Can you test before sending out a mass SMS? You can definitely test it. I mean, you could shoot a message to yourself, Jonathan, and the same message you would shoot to the entire group, you could shoot it to yourself just to test it out. Just one point, Jonathan, when you're testing out the SMS system, if you're sending a message to yourself from your system, it's probably not going to work the best way because your phone number is associated to that SMS system. So it's best that you send it to somebody else, like send it over to your wife's phone number. Yeah, to test their spouse's, Jonathan specifically, but you can send it to your spouse and so you can test it out that way. One other thing, Dan, just so you know and everybody else knows, the call lead functionality is currently disabled. However, we are building in a VoIP dialer into this. We're probably about 3 weeks away from having the VoIP dialer, where you'll be able to click on call lead and you'll actually be able to call right through the CRM system without needing any extra applications other than a headset on your head.
Oh, what? I didn't know you guys include that too. There was a question about can you access all the system from a phone? So she's meaning, can you just go to like Safari on her phone and log in?
So there's currently no native application to the phone, so we don't have an iPhone or a Android application. We are going to be working on one once we finish the CRM. However, you do have the ability to log in to the CRM system through a website or through a mobile phone. So you go to Chrome or Safari or whatever it is that you use, and you can log into the CRM, and it is mobile friendly.
Oh, so
however, there's no native
from
application.
your phone. Yeah.
You could, yeah, as long as you log into the CRM system through the browser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and other than that, I mean, as far as functionality goes, that's I think I've gone through the CRM system as much as I can. I do have one more thing to show you guys if I still have time, Dan.
Oh yeah, totally time. The landing pages.
Yeah, so this is a service that comes included with our websites as well. And what the landing page creator does is it gives you the ability to easily create landing pages on the fly. So what I mean by that is I'm going to show you guys a couple of landing pages that I think you'd find useful. First landing page is, let's say you have a new property and you want to do one of those, properties for sale pages. Let me show you how easy it is to actually make one. So I click on this little plus icon, and I'm going to put Dan's address again, 653.
Idlewood, IDYLWOOD.
All right. 653idlewood.wehelp.ca. So the wehelp.ca is the domain that we purchased to allow you guys to use it, and so you don't have to register a domain for every single one of these properties. So you can it'll be 653idlewood.wehelp.ca. I click on create, and now it's done. So if I go OK, if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I can see my landing page here, and if I click on it, I can actually see what it looks like. And all I have to do now is change the information that's actually on this page to the proper information that I have, and I do that by clicking on this little edit icon. And when I go into edit, I can do things like this. I can just say that.
Oh, you just click and point.
Yeah, Idlewood Drive, or whatever it might be. Click on save.
And just so people don't get confused, the IDX actually would pull everything in and make a page automatically once it's listed, but this is more for like a coming soon.
Right, this is for coming
or
soon.
Special marketing, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can put your own images here as well, upload them and change the images and so on and so forth. So this is for individual properties you guys have, again, included, and there's no limit on the number of these you can create. And on top of that, let's go and just go through another one. I want to create let's say a pre-construction. So you've got a pre-construction property you want to advertise. And just so you guys, this is our monkey. This is our test monkey. So you guys won't see this on your end, but this is my test monkey. So pre-construction page looks like this when you open it up. And any pre-construction property you want to put in, you you edit the information the same exact way. And the landing page, and the landing pages come, every single one of these landing pages come with a form that you can edit the form as well to specifically say what you want inside that form. So if I go to your forms, I'm going to pull up one of the ones that we have, whichever, let's just say one of these, edit.
Wait, you can make your own forms?
Yes. You create your own forms, and you can specify what they're for, what each of these fields are for. So let's say this is your phone number. I can say this is a cell phone field. Enter your field that I want to put in, number, update, it says number there, NUM, So yeah, you set up
So
your own.
Some people may not know. So when you create your own custom form, you can say the first name, when they get added to my database, add it to the first name information
Yes.
section. So this kind of matches where the data goes in the database.
Yeah, these are all the different types, lead type, lead status, source, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Name, property, you can specify a field type for the actual field. Then you can say whether it's required or not required. You can have drop-down menus, so on and so forth. And then this will feed directly into your AgentLocator database as well, so that you can have it there. Or we are building out more feeds. For example, right now we have Realty Juggler. So if anybody's using Realty Juggler as a CRM, it'll feed directly to Realty Juggler. Or you can just say, excuse me, plain old simple email. Instead of feeding into a CRM, it'll just send the email to you with all the information that the lead has put in.
Right, cool. Oh, we were talking about that earlier about importing data. So I was saying if I got a Facebook lead, I would have to set up Zapier to like email and import. Can you explain that for some people? Because that's powerful.
Yeah, so when it comes to actual feeding leads into our CRM system from Facebook, you could use Zapier to feed that lead into us, and it's fed through an email parse. And all we're doing really is we're getting that email, and we're parsing that email for the fields and then putting that information into your CRM. And all we do, Dan, for that is we give you an email address that you put into Zapier that all the leads come through.
So that agent gets a unique email, and when you guys have a listing on like the MLS, and you have a listing on your website, and you have a listing on Craigslist, you would use a special email for all of those. That way, when a lead comes in on it, then it automatically gets put into your database without having to copy and paste.
Correct. Cool. So there was a couple more questions there, Canada or USA too. So this is available within the States as well. We are currently, we are a Canadian-based company. However, we have entered the US market. We are in Seattle, Atlanta, and Florida, as well as we have the ability now to get a new board loaded within 2 days after we get the actual login information to the board. So even if you don't have your board, we can get your board loaded on fairly quickly. Yeah, so Los Angeles is not one of them we have, but we can honestly, we haven't really fully entered the US market, so you guys are kind of in luck in terms of a lot of the times when you guys have us as your provider, we're going to be the only provider that you're going to be the only client we have in that city. However, we do have the ability to pull listings from your board, so you just contact us and we'll make sure we can get those to you. And then there was one more question there for the embedded video. Yes, you do have the ability to embed a video into your emails, and that's done just through HTML and putting in the video inside of the email.
Wait, embed video in the email or landing page? Landing page, yeah, but...
Landing page, yes. Email as well. How you do the email embedding is the same way that BombBomb does, because all that is just an image that's embedded in the email.
Okay.
And in landing pages, yes, I can show you an example of one of the landing pages that have video. Actually, if we go, I believe
so there's a question about the AI bot. So on the last webinar I did, I actually got a free AI bot that's like truly automated, and everybody who was on that call got it for free. And yes, it would work on AgentLocator. And AgentLocator, Addo, I'm going to be connecting you with this guy because you can get these free bots put on your website.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes,
awesome.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, definitely. We can place any kind of bot you want on the site. And if you want it to pop up and answer your questions, absolutely.
Cool. Addo, that was really good conversation. I like people enjoy being like the fly on the wall and just listening to you and I kind of have a real conversation. I mean, I've probably sent 60 to 80 people, real clients signed up and subscribed to you. Like I've believed in this program for a long time, but I actually didn't even know all these bells and whistles existed. So like the overall program package, I don't know anything else on the market that is as comprehensive and budget friendly. I mean, there's other programs like Tiger Leads and Boomtown and stuff, and they're very, very pricey for what you get. And this is like kind of like the entry level pricing point, but it's definitely not entry level service.
Functionality. Yeah. So honestly, I mean, the price point that we're at is primarily because we've always been at that price point, and we're not looking to move until we get all the functionality done. And once we have all the functionality done, we are going to increase our prices. We're not going to go crazy like Boomtown and Commissions Inc. guys, primarily because I honestly like having
quantity of clients rather than having 100 or 200 clients that are paying me $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month. And we're seeing that when markets shift, a lot of these clients who are spending a lot of money on their marketing on really expensive systems are moving away from those expensive systems and coming over to us. So we're still going to keep the price point at a reasonable amount, and we want to have the software available to anybody.
So some more questions, and thank you. So can we use AdWords to drive traffic to? 100%, I would be using Facebook and Google AdWords as like the main driving force. And then the question says, instead of Weebly. So I did a webinar in the past showing agents how to make free landing pages on Weebly. Yep. And even though you can build them for free, if you had AgentLocator website, I'd 100% be using the AgentLocator website, because then you got everything going into the CRM, you got all the traffic going to one source. Definitely be doing that. Somebody says coming soon page. I don't know if that's a question, but you can definitely make coming soon pages. What about GoSumo? Is that internal? So GoSumo is a third-party product that you can add to your website that adds call to actions on your website. And you definitely can add those to AgentLocator. Yeah. And then Web plus CRM together, this is an awesome price. Yeah, it is an awesome price.
Thank
cool.
you.
So Adam, go back to that. Oh, what were you about to show?
No, I was just actually pulling a GoSumo. I never looked at it.
Point that URL up at the top. It's brokerage.nation.com/IDX website. So if you guys want that 30% off that Adam was talking about, you have to specify in the comments that you watched the webinar, because anyone else who goes to this page, we won't know that they're on the webinar. So just mention that in that comment box, and then I'll have AgentLocator follow up with you. If you're watching this video at a future date, I'm going to put that link directly in the show notes or the description of the video. And same thing, when you click on it, just message the 30% off and webinar. And if you come up with any secondary questions after we hang up, guys, you can just message them directly to me, and I'll answer them. And if I don't know, I'll pass them off to Addo. So,
awesome.
Addo, man, good job. I'll definitely have you back in the future. Maybe next time we'll do something more on specifically about lead generation instead.
Yeah, no worries. And maybe in about a year from now, we're going to have a ton more functionality to show you guys and exciting stuff. So, and just to note for everybody, if anybody actually contacts us directly, we won't be able to give you 30% unless you mention that you were on the Brokerage Nation webinar. So mention that to get the 30% off, and all the sales staff knows that that if you guys mention that, they'll give you automatically 30% off. So.
Cool. I didn't even know that. So that's a bonus to both of us.
Yes.
That's a surprise to me as well. So cool, guys. I appreciate everybody. I want to end this webinar. Addo, thank you so much. And I'll be talking to you maybe in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Thanks. Have a good one, Dan.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Now I'm just going to hang on and answer some questions. It says, I think I need help maximize my setup, maybe a private session. Yep, we can do a private session anytime. Just email me or call. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. Okay, I'm going to hang up. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, if you want to close more real estate transactions, get more buyer leads, and get more seller leads, click this button right here. It'll take you to our real estate group coaching page. Also, if you like this video and want more, you can subscribe by pressing this, or you can check out some of my past videos here. Enjoy!